World Cup, and I guess you look back to the first half of the first leg here, Wes, and think if only we'd played better there.
Yeah, and that was the main thing going into this game. You know, 3-1 down, it's always going to be hard going to City and winning 2-0. So yeah, I mean, we got the first one probably when City were more on top, but we didn't quite have enough. I mean, in the second half, I'm not sure if we had fantastic opportunities, but you know, the lads kept going. But ultimately, City just held on to take the victory, and they weren't necessarily on top of the game as well today.
No, they did miss plenty of chances. City had a couple of goals ruled out for offside, but while it was at 1-0, Simo, it was game on, wasn't it? And City were always wary that we could just get that second. There was that free kick right at the end, which for some reason Fred took instead of Mata, and it was fine margins then.
It was, and I think obviously City were coming strong second half. And we kind of weathered that storm, and then we got control of it. And Wes said during the game, I think that's when City are most dangerous. You know, when we're in their last third, and the counter-attack, and that's where the sending off came from. Literally, Wes said a minute before that, this is when City are dangerous. Yeah,
it's a shame that Nemanja got that red card, isn't it? 2 bookings, 2 soft bookings as well, because we needed 11 on the pitch against a team like City, who controlled possession so well.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand why he did the booking, but being on a yellow, sometimes you just got to let it go. And it's a shame because it didn't even go to him. He went to Aguero, the ball. But, you know, I think the ref knew what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else he can do, really. It is a soft yellow. But obviously it was his second one.
Yeah, and he had a really good game, bar that, didn't he? He scored the goal as well, Nemanja. So his presence in the midfield is missed.
Well, yeah, I think that was a time where United maybe were then maybe going to get a chance. You know, like I said, they weathered the storm from City, and I think we just needed one more chance, and it didn't come. And then as soon as you know you get a man sent off, City are at home. You know they're already in a position where they're going through, and then it's going to be tough from then on.
And Mata was readying himself to come on, wasn't he, just for the sending off? He ultimately come on, sacrificing Luke Shaw to have more of an attacking threat. But he had to delay that substitution a bit while the game settled after the red card.
Yeah, you have to see what's going on, because obviously that was a big loss for us. And obviously with Mason going off at half-time as well. You know, he's very thin at the top there, so, you know, Ollie just had to take his time there just to settle it down. But ultimately, Matt has still come on, and, you know, we were hoping for good things from him.
Well, Stuart Garner will be busy trying to get hold of Ollie and finding out his thoughts on the game. And whether Mason was brought off, was it an injury? Was it precautionary? We'll wait and see when he speaks to Ollie very shortly. For now, though, let's hear what Stuart and Ben Thornley, our commentators, have to say from the Etihad.
United win the battle, but it's City who win the war. They're going to Wembley 3-2 on aggregate, but United win at the Etihad for the second time this season. But it wasn't quite enough. Nemanja Matic left foot effort in the final 10 minutes of the first half that City in truth dominated, in the end separated the sides on the night. But United did struggle to create clear-cut chances, and David De Gea made several tremendous saves, particularly in the first half an hour. He made some more in the second half. City had a couple ruled out for offside as well. There was a Maguire header in that second half. That was probably the closest United came, and Matic then sent off with 15 minutes to go. A second yellow card he got, so he went from hero to villain, and it's City who are going to Wembley. A strange feeling, Ben, isn't it, that United have won again at the Etihad, but there are no celebrations.
Yeah, yet again another win against the top side, but you just don't feel as though you'll ever be as disappointed again as coming to win at Manchester City as we are tonight. Listen, over the 2 legs, Stuart, over the 2 games, United haven't played well, but just with that goal from Nemanja Matic in the first half, you really did think, in the second half, can we create a little bit more? Can we actually put City under pressure? And do you know what? They didn't play well second half, but they did create the more chances. And I think in the end, it was that 3 goals in the first half that they scored at Old Trafford, and that is what's seen them through ultimately.
Well, defeat with valour overall in the tie for United, but they've won the game here tonight. Not quite enough. City going to Wembley. They've won 3-2 on aggregate.
Yeah, City go to Wembley, where they will face Aston Villa in the Carabao Cup final. Remember, that's City's third consecutive trip to the final of this competition, so they do have pedigree. The lads have chosen their 3 man of the match candidates. They are David De Gea, produced that brilliant string of saves in the first half, very good performance from him. Harry Maguire, solid at the back, and Brandon Williams, who complemented his very good defensive work with a bit going forward as well. As two defenders, choose 3 defenders as the man of the match. But you would have gone for Matic, you were saying, but for that red card probably, Simo.
Yeah, I thought it's tough to go away at City, especially with City's midfield. He was good in there, and he took his goal really well. But unfortunately, the red card, we couldn't pick him because, at the end of the day, that was a defining moment. Yeah,
but the 3 lads you've chosen, the keeper and 2 defenders, means it shows that we've defended well. We've had to face a lot of pressure from City, but we've come out of the Etihad with a clean sheet. And is it only Wolves before we've stopped City scoring at home this season?
Yeah, and I think most of it comes down to De Gea, obviously with some fantastic saves he'd done in the first half, a couple in the second. So, but Brendan, again, he was very solid, looked calm on the ball like he always does. So I thought he did okay. Obviously, when you go down to 10 minutes, it gets hard anyway. And Harry was trying to get forward as well, and get on there. Maybe he could have got the header on target, but that's just ifs and maybes. But like you said, a clean sheet at Etihad is, no matter how you play, how bad you play, how good you play, is a good result.
How impressed have you been with Brandon since his emergence?
No, I've been really impressed. He's really pushing, Luke Shaw. He's very experienced, and for his first season, and even today, that's what me and Wes were talking, to go away at City at his age, with very little experience, and he's so composed on the ball, and it just seems like nothing phases him.
Is the kind of player we were missing perhaps to get it over the line tonight someone like Bruno, who obviously we announced today, we've agreed the FIBA Sporting just sorting out the personal terms and things like that and the medical, but is that the kind of player who might have been able to impact a game like that?
Yeah, maybe. Obviously he's going to bring quality to the side. Obviously with Marcus injured, we do need some sort of help there, because Marcus has scored a lot of goals this season for us, and you can sort of say the midfield, we should be asking them to chip in every now and again, and we've been lacking that a little bit. So I mean, you can see in his stats that he scores goals, and he definitely would have been a good one to be on today.
Yeah, it's those difference makers in big games that are all important. Of course, in your Leicester title-winning season, Simo, you had Jamie Vardy and Riyad Mahrez, who were the difference makers in that final third.
Yeah, they were. Like I said, I think obviously Bruno coming in, he'll just give us something different to try and unlock the door. I think tonight, when Marcus is injured, you need Martial to step up, and he didn't tonight. And I think these other lads, you got to look at someone like Martial with all the ability that he's got, to try and just get us over the line and just give us something more.
Yeah, and Marcus missing is a massive blow, isn't it, Wes? We've seen how good he's been this season, not just for his goals, his work ethic, and wearing the captain's armband on occasion. He's shown he can lead by example out there. Yeah,
he's been brilliant, and you have to remember how old he is, how much pressure's on him. Takes it all in his stride. When he goes out on that pitch, he's easily the most feared for the United team. That'll be a lot of team talk will be around Marcus Rashford. How do we end up stopping him? How can we handle him? And obviously, not being in the side, it takes a little bit more pressure, a little ease off the other teams, really, because he's been fantastic for us.
Yeah, and you've played up against him, so you know his ability. One-on-one's really good. The pace, he's strong as well, and he is getting better and better, isn't he?
Well, yeah, this is the thing. I've spoke to people about United, and when I've played against them, and sometimes Martial's been on the left wing, and I played against him, and then Marcus on the left, and with Marcus, you just know the whole 90 minutes you have to be on your game, because he'll just keep coming at you and keep coming at you. Whereas if you play against maybe Martial, he comes in and out of the game. Whereas Marcus, he's a local boy, and United's in his blood, and you can see that the way he plays.
And how will they be feeling in that dressing room now, Wes? Because we've won at the Etihad, but we've lost the tie, so it's bittersweet.
Yeah, they'll be gutted, because obviously, listen, we've what was it when he got sent off? 10 minutes to go, something like that, around there. There's still a chance. Once he gets sent off, we know it's going to be hard, and you know it's going to be hard to keep the ball. We're going to have to take even more risks now, sort of, to get into their half, and it kills us a little bit. You know, even though we won, I don't think anyone will be celebrating because we didn't win over the 2 legs.
Yeah, and that's a tough one to take. And Ollie has a fantastic statistic attributed to him after tonight. Becomes the 3rd manager in history to beat a Pep Guardiola side away from home twice, following the footsteps of Jose and Jurgen Klopp. But I mean, that's no thing Ollie will be celebrating. He wanted to take his side to Wembley.
No, of course he will. You know, United are about winning trophies and getting to finals. I'm sure as a manager he'll have to look at some positives because that's his job. I think it was disappointing, you know, Daniel James come on with his pace. I think he'd be disappointed, Ollie, that we didn't use his pace because that would have scared City's defence, and he just couldn't get him into the game. Yeah,
because there was a moment when Andres Pereira was on that right wing bombing forward, and we were thinking, why isn't Dan James there and trying to utilise that speed?
Well, yeah, he's lightning. I think the only one probably that can keep up with him in that defence is Kyle Walker. But yeah, I think it would be disappointing that we didn't use him because maybe we don't know what's happened to Mason, but we'll find out. But I think he could have really caused City some problems.
But you know what it's like at this club, Wes, the games keep coming thick and fast, and we have to pick ourselves up now and play Wolves here at the weekend, and we have to get the 3 points.
Yeah, we play Wolves again, and again it's going to be big games now to the end of the season because it is a fight. There's teams around us now, in front of us and behind us, that want to overtake, and we want to overtake the ones in front of us. So we have to get 3 points. Obviously, we know we can beat them, but they also know that they've got a chance as well. So again, we all have to be on concentration levels, have to be high, and we have to go out there and battle them first and make sure we do our own job. So it's going to be tough. Hopefully the deal gets done sooner rather than later, and he comes and he's fully fit and ready to go straight away.
Not much time left on this show. Matchday review follows, but let's just take a caller, see what they think of the game. We're going to go to East Anglia to speak to Matthew. Hi, Matthew.
Hey guys, how you doing?
How you doing, mate?
Evening.
Yeah. Should I say, obviously I'm disappointed regarding about the result tonight. Obviously the frustration, as you can imagine, when they get the better of you. And I think coming into this game tonight was always going to be an uphill task, should I say. But now I think we've got the signing of Bruno Fernandes. I still think there needs to be, with the likes of Ashley Younger and a few other players, such as Lukaku, ones we didn't replace. I still think there still needs to be some kind of striker up top and someone probably to replace Ashley Young, do you think?
Think that could happen, Wes?
Yeah,
I suppose it's summer transfers we're talking now.
Yeah, I think we know we need to sign a striker because, I mean, one's out, Marcus, and you can see we're on thin ice, you know. But again, like we've always talked about, you have to sign the right one. You want a player who fits in, who the manager thinks is going to fit in and get us goals. The Ashley Young one, you know, I know Ashley, he would have wanted to play. So when the opportunity comes where he knows he's going to be playing every week in, week out, you know, you have to look at it. And ultimately he's took the job. I mean, the manager and the staff are looking at it like, you know, Williams has come in. It's been perfect. He's stepped up, you know, from such a young age and took everything in straight away. So maybe Ash would have left in the summer anyway. But yeah, I mean, you don't really want to get rid of anyone. But there's little bits and ifs and buffs everywhere. But it's good for Ash. I mean, he deserves to be playing week in, week out. You know, he's that sort of player. He keeps fit. He is getting older, but you can still see when he plays, he gives 100%. So everyone's, you know, I'm gutted. He was there when I was there. You know, so but it always comes a time when you go and could we get someone in to replace him straight away? I don't think you can.
No.
Not so short notice.